Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be basically focusing on someone who is at the ace trainer rank level and is kind of stuck at this elo, and we want to know like what they can do to improve in terms of timing, mechanics, as well. I'm going to add a few different things like team composition, decision making, all that stuff. So their team consists of Unova Stunfisk with Mudshot, Mud Bomb, and Discharge, Scrafty with Counter, Foul Play, and Power Up Punch, Bomb of Snow with Powder Snow, Weather Ball, and Energy Ball. The backline is weak to counter. Unova Stuff is not necessarily the best counter answer. The team would also be weak to like a Venusaur lead. So it'd be interesting to see how they played out. They don't necessarily have the best coverage with one another, which is what we see in the team builder as well, coverage of D, because basically Stunfisk doesn't cover. I guess it covers like the fire weakness a little bit with Unova Stunfisk, but besides that, the Pokemon are not necessarily the best synergy, which is fine, especially in Great League. It's so wild. The bulk is B, the safety is C, and the consistency is B as well. So not a bad team. And sometimes like you just have to work with what you have if there are resource limitations. But let's go ahead and get started. They sent me like 25 battles, so I'm not sure we'll make through all of them. I'm gonna play these at normal speed, so we can like walk through the decision making here. So obviously this should be a good lead, and they probably recognize this as well. I'll just make sure, but we're gonna go over it just really quickly here to see how strong of a lead it is. They actually have Mudshot here, which actually makes it better. You can see here that it actually is not as hard as the G-Fist one, right? Because there's no steel typing to help resist the bug moves. So you do win all even shields, but certainly not as dominating as G-Fist. As well, you have no super effective Rock Slide. So ideally, you want to throw beforehand. So here you should really throw the Mud Bomb before they get to the lunge, because that way your Mud Bombs are not debuffed. And getting the extra Thunder Shock there is not really worth too much there. So you're going to be able to throw, in this case, like two debuffed Mud Bombs, as opposed to one of them. See, like here. Okay, then they're lagging, which is always fun to see here. And unfortunately, the opponent also lagged there too, because they definitely had the move. But I think they might be able to survive this. Let's see. They actually end up. Oh, actually, they definitely would not have survived there. So they end up shielding. I think you're like this thing's kind of troublesome for the back line. For different reasons. Obviously, you want to throw the Mud Bomb before they get to their move. So very nice. I'm not sure how they knew how much energy that eventually had given the lag there, but they're able to throw and take it out, or just barely not take it out. So okay, Ninetales here is a little problematic. You definitely have to let it go down, right? Because Ninetales is very good against a Bomb of Snow, basically resisting all of Abomasnow's moves. But this Stunfisk is putting in a little bit of work, even though it is debuffed. So gonna throw another Mud Bomb here. Oh, gonna switch Scrafty here. I guess it's low enough that you can deal with later. So probably let this go. Okay. Okay, Azu, obviously this is not a great situation here. Ideally, you would have just let it go down. Probably would have been the best play so that they couldn't switch out. Because now dealing with that Ninetales might be a little bit problematic a little bit later on. But this, let's see what they do here. Gonna let it go. I think that's definitely the smart decision. And ideally, you want to come out of the Abomasnow matchup with energy. They actually end up Ice Beaming, which is interesting. Okay, gonna go for the Power Up Punch. Maybe could through a slightly better time there, but want to get the move off. I think honestly they could have went for another Foul Play. Cause no, well they end up fainting that bubble, so maybe it was the right call. Let's see how they want to play this. They have 2 shields still. The Ninetales likely doesn't have another move ready, so okay, very nice counting on their side and catching the Ice Beam, I presume here. Okay, Very nice. And okay, the Ninetales is quite low. Gonna throw the Weather Ball here. Could have threw at a better time there. So if we look here, so they come in, right? So ideally you want to throw at okay, so ideally you want to throw at 1 or 4. So they basically threw on alignment, maybe like a turn behind, and then that allowed them to complete the fire spins there. It looks like they want to CMP tie them, but they end up getting a move through there. So maybe a little bit, and then they end up getting a move back. So it looks like they're going to be able to farm down this Ninetales. Very aggressive farm, but it's definitely the correct decision there, and they're going to be able to easily win the match there. So my advice there is just let the Sunfist go down. So first off, one, to throw the Mud Bomb before they get debuff, and two, let the Sunfist go down and then align Scrafty onto the Ninetales, and then you have a Abomasnow on Azu, or at least keep the Abomasnow away from the Ninetales. So worked out. They end up winning match, but definitely could have. So obviously this is going to be favorable. Oh, they actually have a Hex here, so let's actually look up this match here. So we're gonna go Marowak with Hex. Let's assume that they have Fire Blast with their Hex with Shadow Bone. So you still win this match. Obviously, you're dealing super effective Mud Shots, and you have super effective Mud Bombs here. Okay, let's go back here. So ideally, you want to throw at 1 or at 1, 4, or 7. So ideally, you want to get to 7 here, because obviously after 1 and 4, you don't have the move. So let's see when they throw. So they throw at 6 here. They throw on alignment, which is okay, but like you're risking getting a move through. It's better to throw in the middle, just so that you're a little bit more okay. They're trying to catch here, which I'm not necessarily sure is wise. And they actually Flame Wheel here. That's kind of crazy. Okay, you ideally want to switch here to Abomasnow, but this person seems to like to catch moves, which I think is fine. That's actually okay here, but it does mean that the Swampert will get to the Sludge Wave at the same time you get to the Energy Ball, and you don't necessarily need to. You obviously okay. This is just another Hydro Cannon here. Interesting play by the opponent. So they're just going to straight Hydro here. Maybe they figure that they're not going to shield this Swampert. So going to throw on the CMP here, which is not good there. They threw on the CMP because it's 5, 4, and 5. So ideally they want to throw beforehand to put some shield pressure. And Swampert definitely wins CMP over Abomasnow. So not the best play there. They end up forcing a shield in a favorable matchup, especially since they're going straight Hydro Cannon. Likely they're single moved at this point in time. So not the best move here. They end up shielding, which is fine. Ideally you want to throw before. Oh, okay. This is the problem of catching here, is that you end up getting locked in, right? And your clocks are become misaligned. But they're basically hard countering this opponent, right? So ideally you go to Scrafty here. Okay, or Stunfist is fine too. I think well, I guess you want to get rid of Stunfist for the Swampert, but I think and it is a Hex Marowak. Okay, they end up okay. A little bit of lag there that allowed them to get the confusion through. And gonna be able to land. This Mud Bomb definitely doesn't KO. And gonna be able to throw before they get to the Psy Shock, which is really nice here. And gonna be able to take it out. And they'll probably come back in Swampert. Ideally, you want to throw the Mud Bomb here. Okay, the opponent doesn't decide to farm down, which is okay, I think. And then really, ideally, you want to throw the Weather Ball here, because I think it's all you have. I don't think you have the Energy Ball, but let's see what they decide to do here. Okay, they're actually going to go straight into that was very confusing there. I am not sure why they went into Abomasnow versus the Marowak here. That was a Okay, both players made some questionable plays there. You definitely let this go, right? Even if they Fire Blast here, we'll be able to survive. Likely this is a Flame Wheel. Oh, they Shadow Balled here. Okay, interesting. Gonna be able to counter down like nothing KOs from, and then obviously want to just straight Foul Play here, and that should be enough to take them out. So ideally, they would have just stayed in the Scrafty versus Marowak matchup because it's favorable. But sometimes like your opponent switches, so you decide to switch. So if we look back on that match, I think one the catch was like nice, but a little bit unnecessary, just because the opponent was able to take advantage of the misaligned clocks. Two, like switching back into the Bomb Snow into Marowak was not a great play there, but they still ended up winning. But it would have been better to save the Bomb Snow for the Swampert. So instead of throwing resisted weather balls, you could. I don't mind that they came in Scrafty into the Swampert, but I think it was better just to stay in that matchup and not allow them to farm there. Ended up being okay for them, but could have turned out bad for them. Okay, apparently there's a lot of Marowaks here. And this one, oh, is this the same? Oh, this might be the same battle here. Okay, let me just see here. Yeah, this is the same battle here. Must have just copied the thing over. Okay, so we go to this next matchup here. Obviously, this is very bad for them. Swampert is very good against Stunfisk. So ideally, you safe switch here. Ideally, safe switch to Scrafty, just because they normally pair Swampert with Scrafty, and then you can use Scrafty to bait out the flyer, and then have Stunfisk potentially farm come with energy here. Let's see what they want to do here. Okay, they're going to try to catch the Hydro Cannon. Unfortunately, the opponent does not come in, and this is quite bad here. Again, trying to get a little bit too fancy in the gameplay. I think their timing was actually okay there. You want to throw in the middle air slash, ideally 1, 4, or 7. So let's see when they decide to do this next one. Okay, very nice timing. Throwing it 4, which is really nice. Throwing in the middle of the air slash, and you notice there that they ended up getting a move through, which is quite nice for them. Honestly, you probably let this go, which I think is the correct call here. But they have a decent amount of energy on Stunfisk already, so you really can't farm up too much anyway. So this is obviously not the most ideal scenario here. Maybe you mud bomb and okay, so that's exactly what they did. They do 4 mud shots, then throw the mud bomb, which I think is the correct play. You want to farm down here afterwards. This mud bomb will certainly not KO. And you want to okay. I'm not okay. The opponent actually ends up switching, so they end up 5-hitting the opponent for some reason there. You probably have to shield these Hydro Cannons. Maybe not the first one, but you definitely have to shield something at some point in time. So, okay, gonna throw the foul play, which I think is okay here. And they did deny the. Okay, they end up not shielding there. Okay, interesting. Let's see what they have in the back. They come back in with Skarmory. Skarmory has a move. You definitely have to shield here. Because you assume what they have in the back is weak to Scrafty if they're coming in this way and they're willing to sack it for energy. Ends up being a Nidoqueen here. So this is not great here. They definitely should have brought Nidoqueen into the Scrafty. That would have been a very favorable matchup for them. But it looks like it ends up working out okay for them. And then they're going to throw the foul play and immediate swap. Very nice immediate swap. Gonna go for the extra mud shot there, which I think is very nice. They should be in like a good shape overall. They actually call the bait. I'm not sure what the count was at. And they're in a very good spot here. They might have just thrown right away too. So okay, and they end up getting two poison jabs there, which is okay, because they're in quite a good situation here. And they're just gonna throw the mud bomb again. So very fortunate that their opponent didn't go Nidoqueen into the Scrafty, or else this match would basically be over there. But they did put pressure on their opponent. Okay, so we have another Hopefully this is not a duplicate matchup here. This actually might be the same matchup again. Did I screw up the videos here? I think I did. Okay. All right. Let me actually just fix this really quickly here. I might have duplicated some of the videos, or they uploaded when they sent me the videos here. Yeah. Okay. I see what's happening here. Okay. Let me just fix this really quickly here. I think they're playing okay. Maybe they're like trying to be a little bit too flashy, which is oh my gosh, I duplicated every single video here. So this is fine though. We can fix this here, and we are good now. Okay, all right. We will grab the fourth video and onwards here, and there you go. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Scizor into Stunfisk. So obviously this is likely a favorable matchup, mostly because Scizor is quite squishy here. It's not weak to Stunfisk, but it does resist the bullet punches and the Iron Head, which is quite nice here. And you can see Scizor has a fantastic matchup. Obviously want to keep this thing away from Abomasnow. Scrafty is probably okay. Okay, they do have Bullet Punch. They could also have Fury Cutter, but they do have Bullet Punch. You do likely, I think, like two Mud Bombs would likely KO it. So I'm gonna let this go. It's gonna be a Night Slash, which is okay. Oh, they actually got the attack boost here. So I like going for the Mud Bomb here, which I think is the correct call. Especially since they got the boost, the likelihood of them shielding is much higher. You definitely don't want to shield the first one in case they get the boost, and they did end up getting the boost. So you want to throw this Mud Bomb right away, which is nice here because they're going to be able to outpace with the Mud Bomb, and this will put some more shield pressure on them and put yourself in a pretty nice situation here. Unfortunately, some lag here, and it doesn't quite KO. It looks like the opponent is lagging. Okay, and they're gonna Okay, I'm not sure with this play here. Giving up a switch, I think you could have just straight mud shot it down. But when your opponent's lagging against you, the 5-head play there would be going to Abomasnow, farming down with resisted Powder Snows here. They actually end up having Sylveon here, so they actually end up getting punished for that switch there. Yeah, I guess this is poetic justice for switching it. We're getting off the switch here. Okay, it looks like they're lagging again. So this is quite a weird situation here. Okay, they definitely should wait the clock out there. Gonna throw the Mud Bomb again. I think they ended up throwing it 3 there, which means that they could potentially get a Charm through. Okay, they end up no shielding. Okay, they did get charged through. So we'll see. Yeah, see here. Then they're getting punished here for not waiting at the clock. So if we take a look here, so let's actually just revise a little bit. So you'll see they should be waiting at the clock. They're not. They go 1, 2, and then 3. It looks like they denied, but if we look immediately after the charge move, which I'll just pause really quickly here, there's obviously some lag here. If we, let's see if I can get it. You can see here, you actually took the charm damage. And now this second bunch here is actually the incoming Ice Shard damage, or Frost Breath damage, I should say. So it ends up being a Frost Breath, yeah, so you got to throw here, which I think is the correct play. You want to throw it anyway, so not too big a deal. But them not waiting the clock means that they're stuck in this matchup for longer, and they're not able to have flexibility in terms of their situation here. The problem here is that Lapras definitely does not faint to 1 Energy Ball. So we're going to see how they're going to deal with this. Okay. Like you just shield this, where you have 2 shields. The Sylveon is unlikely to get to more than 1 move, so let's see if they have Surf. They do have Surf. I think it's 5 energy per Frost Breath here. So ideally you want to... oh, man. They already have another one here. You have to shield this. You kind of have no choice here. And, oh my gosh, they're going to no-shield this. Okay, that's fine here. I don't think the Sylveon makes it to move here, but they're gonna farm up, which I think is the correct play for sure. You definitely want to farm up versus the Frost Breath instead of the Charms. But maybe Sylveon makes it to move. Okay, a little bit of risky play on their side, but it ended up working out okay for them. Because I guess they were more worried about the Sylveon's move, which if you keep track of the count, so one is don't necessarily give up switch unnecessarily, and then two, waiting out the clock, especially since they were switch lock and the opponent was not. It's ended up being a little bit tough for them. Okay, let's take a look at this Umbreon Stunfisk matchup. Again, these are all things that you should know, like the back of your head, the back of your hand. You wouldn't know the things back of your head. So actually, you win the zero shield and only the zero shield, and when it comes to even a shield matchup. So it's ideally what you want to play. You also have like, okay, they're gonna try to catch the move there, which again I think is very unnecessary. The opponent ends up throwing here, which is a very odd play. Hopefully they don't throw a psychic here. They throw a foul play, which is I guess even worse. So they come into Venusaur. So again, maybe not the best play by the opponent, but Venusaur is a little bit tough to deal with, and it's always nice to have some energy versus the Venusaur. So could shield this and get out another foul play and get the shield, and then potentially catch or let it go. Might be able to get to. I doubt you get to. I think you just get to the pup. Okay, you don't get to the pup. You definitely want to take advantage of the clock here and go a Bombastone right away, because they're still locked in and they can't switch out. So I don't think waiting here is the appropriate play, because they're gonna get to a move and then potentially just leave right after this. It's gonna shield this because of the potential Sludge Bomb. Yes, and it would do quite a bit of damage. Looks like the opponent's lagging, so able to get a free Powder Snow there. Oh man, okay. Okay, so ideally you want to throw two, then throw the discharge there. Just because you did just basically throw the beginning of the animation there. Okay, so not a great situation for them. They do need to keep this Stunfisk alive somehow, but they're in a very unfortunate situation right now. Ideally, you want to throw. Okay, so they end up throwing at two there. So if we just backtrack a little bit here, so we were gonna count. Ideally, you want to throw at one or four. So 1, 2, and then they end up throwing at two, which means that they threw at two turns, right, which is 4 turns, and then the opponent is doing 3 turns. So you can see that they're completing their first snarl, and then they're 1 turn into their second snarl, and then you complete the move, and they basically get that rest of that move for free. So ideally, you want to throw 1 or 4 or 7. So you only give up 1 turn. In this case, they gave up 2 turns, which is why it looks like they sneak in a move. So just some like better fast move consistency is what needed. So the opponent made the correct timing, throwing the 1 snarl, then throwing the move. But this is a pretty rough situation for them. So again, you want to throw 1 or 4. Okay, they're again throwing at 2. They're giving up another 2 turns. So basically, they're at 2/3 of a snarl that they've gotten like 2 free turns plus like 2 ones that they would normally get. Okay, and see, they end up costing them there. So if they didn't give up those 2 turns, they actually would have been able to beat the Umbreon to the move by a turn. Instead, they end up losing by a turn, and ends up being quite costly for them. They're actually going to end up likely losing this matchup. But let's see, maybe they can pull off some miracle here, or and they, as well, they should farm up a little bit more here versus the Umbreon. But maybe they can pull off a miracle here. And they do go for the extra move, which I think is appropriate here. Ideally, you want to throw at 2 or like 2 or 4 are both okay. They threw at 1 there. Again, Powder Snow is a 2-turn move. The Incinerate's a 5-turn move. So ideally, you want to get 2 Powder Snows in, which is 4 turns in total, in their 5-turn Incinerate, and then throw the move. The only time you would actually throw at 1 is that if you don't want to take the incinerate damage and you're able to KO them. So not great timing here, but this matchup is hopeless, right? There's not really too much they can do. They throw right away, which in that case is the correct move because they wouldn't die. It survived the incinerate, and they're likely just gonna faint to this move right away here, and not a great. So one, I think going for the catch is very problematic here. They should just try to switch out here. Okay, so obviously we've seen this matchup already, and they're gonna try to catch, and the opponent decides not. Oh, they end up throwing the Hydro Cannon here for some reason. This is definitely just the Hydro Cannon. They're only at 6. They need 8 for the first Sludge Wave, and they come into Talonflame here. Again, you want to throw at 4. They end up throwing at 3 there. So the timing on their 5-turn versus 5-turn moves is not great. Something they can work on, which again, like, it's not too big a deal, right? So, okay, they end up throwing here. So you definitely let this go. There's no reason to shield this. You already got a shield from them. So ideally, you want to throw at, do 2, then throw. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, this is not great here. Okay, this is okay. This is okay. So the 4 is fine. So they end up shielding here because they have the flame charge. It's just a flame charge, but it is boosted here. You're gonna let it go, which I think is the right call here. You ideally want to do 2, then throw. So they ended up doing 2 and throw. I'm not sure they did 2 because they missed a charge move, or they purposely did that because it looked like the charge move just wasn't registering. Okay, so that's not great here. They actually end up going into Swampert here, this is very nice. You definitely want to shield this, right? Because Talonflame doesn't have a move. It should be 1 incinerate away. Okay, not going to shield this. They need to shield something. They're gonna have to shield another one because they're definitely gonna make it before they make it to the foul play. Yeah, so you shield this. Ideally, this is their 3rd Hydro Cannon, so they should be 5 away from the next one. Right, so 3. Okay, I think 3 is safe here because it could be 4 away. They could have went 1 over, but they're in an okay situation here. So this foul play does take out the Swampert here. They end up coming into Snarl, Alolan Muck, and they throw at 3 again. Like, not the best timing, but it's a little bit difficult here because you want to boost your counters. And okay, got the extra counter. This is a Dark Pulse though, right? This is just a Dark Pulse. This is only 4. I guess it could be an Acid Spray. Okay, interesting play there. I honestly don't like that play, but it worked out fine for them. Or appears to be working out fine for them. I think that's okay. I think they could have just stayed, but they have a shield, so there was no real risk there. So I think that was fine. Actually, that was probably a good play there. Okay, let's go over this matchup. This matchup actually is definitely worse without Thundershock. So let's assume that they have Ice Beam and Play Rough here. So without Thundershock, you still win you still actually win the 1 shield. I'm assuming that's with no baiting. Ideally, you want to throw at 1 or 7. Okay, they just switch out at a completely random time. I am not entirely sure why. So again, Abomasnow is your best answer. You probably just want to sack this Stunfisk, but I guess they're worried about flyers, right? So they're constantly switching out in case they have flyers, which is not like inconceivable that they have flyers in the back, but it wouldn't be so bad here because now they're gonna get farmed down by this Marowak, which is Stunfisk has an okay matchup versus this. It has a good matchup versus the Marowak, but it is loaded on energy now, so they're in a really okay, and they actually come into their only Swampert answer, or remaining Swampert answer, which ends up being the Stunfisk. Maybe going into they end up getting Shadowbone here, this is very bad. They get defense fall, so you ideally want to throw at 1 or 4. So they end up not throwing at 1, and now they're gonna get hit by another move. So this is really problematic for them. So they throw one, which is nice, but they are dry now, right? Or relatively dry. So probably could have farmed up a little bit more. But let's see what they're gonna do here. They end up shielding here. Interesting. I don't mind throwing here because Sunfist would lose CMP, so you do throw before they make it to another move. And we're gonna see whether or not they're gonna shield. They do not shield, so this is actually pretty nice for them. Ends up being don't come quickly to the scrapping too. Okay, well they were in a hopeless position regardless, but uh, certainly made things worse. Again, like this is like a not a great situation regardless, but Scrafty certainly would have a better matchup versus Azumarill than it would against Wigglytuff. I guess the counters are neutral, but the charms would just take you out, and this is likely a lost matchup at this point in time. So ideally, they would have went Scrafty into the Marowak, or they would just stayed and then had like try to take a shield and then come into a Bomb of Snow afterwards and finish it off. Okay, so this is actually interesting matchup here. So Obstagoon, let's assume it has this moveset. So you do win the 0 and the 1, and I actually think 3 Mud Bombs typically. Actually, maybe it doesn't here. Okay, so actually maybe this is the incorrect play here. Um, Interesting here. Okay, so it looks like you do need to land. What? Why is that the case? Oh, because they boosted here. Okay. Okay, no, actually, no. You do need to throw 1 discharge and 2 mud bombs is how you win the 0. Obviously, if they boost, then you're in a troublesome situation here. So let's see it. Okay, they're gonna try to catch here. Okay, again, I don't like these fancy catches here. They're quite flashy, but does put them in a little bit of a pickle here because they had to deal with this. Okay, yeah, this is well, it's good to see the flyer here, but gonna throw the foul play, which is definitely the correct move here, and they'll get there right before the. Yeah, again, I don't love this play here. They end up throwing the Sky Attack. You definitely let this go. And then you come into Bomb of Snow and try to farm down. Though I think they make it to a move here. But let's see. Ideally, you want to farm 1 shield, farm down. Ideally, no shield and farm it down. But I think they will make it to the move. Let's see here. You want to go 7. Yeah, they're definitely going to make it a move here. So they are going for the farm down, which I think is totally fine. And they're going to shield and farm it down and have quite a bit of energy for the Obstagoon that's likely going to come back in. The Obstagoon's dry. Okay. They get an invisible Powder Snow there. Okay. Can throw either move here. They have 3 here. They're 2 away from a potential cross chop or at least a Night Slash. So they're gonna bank this energy here. Okay, they come into Jellicent. Okay, the Jellicent is not a great Pokemon for this team. So or like not good. Like the team is very good against the Jelly. And ideally, you want to throw it 4. Okay, gonna bait, which I think is okay here. They end up throwing it 5, but that's because of the lag there. I think this is okay. Not a bad decision. Just because the discharge likely wouldn't KO at that health range, but would put them pretty low. Would live the Shadow Ball, but Ice Beam would do quite a bit. They end up Bubble Being. So do they do 1 then throw, which is nice. This discharge definitely will not KO now because of the debuff. They end up missing a bubble as well. Okay. Okay, they end up surviving with 1 HP. I think you let this go. This is okay play here, especially your debuff. They end up bubble being. You want to switch here. They end up switching as well. You want to, okay. You got to shield this. They should be dry now. So ideally, you throw throw 2 energy balls here. 2 energy balls, I think, is the correct play here. They end up getting a move through, so you have to throw it. But Obstagoon probably wins CMP, so you have to throw after 2, whatever you have. 1, okay. Then get another counter through. So likely they're going to try to counter down now. This definitely will not KO, but we'll put it pretty low, very low. So they're gonna have to throw, and they end up getting the desync CMP, which is really nice. Or the opponent decided to undertap there. The opponent likely decided to undertap there. We're gonna see whether or not the counters versus the mud shots, how these will. Oh my gosh, they end up getting a third shield, which is good for them. And the jelly comes back in, they're able to powder snow down. So one, I think the fancy catch ended up working okay for them, but probably not necessary. And you could control and win the zero shield there, and then counter down, and then come up with energy. I think they would have been okay because their backline was weak to Abomasnow, but they were fortunate there. The catch was nice, but unnecessary. Okay, so let's actually take a look at this matchup here. It's actually pretty close. It's a very close matchup. Obviously, they're both dealing super effective damage, and Sunfist does lose this matchup, but I think it just depends on the IVs and whether or not they successfully bait or not. They actually catch the potential Earthquake onto Scrafty, which again, I don't love this play here. I think it's yeah, I don't love this play because now they come into Wiggly, and this is quite bad here. So too many, like, they throw out one, which is good. I think discharge is the correct play at this point in time. Unlikely that they shield the first one here. And ideally you want to throw out 1 or 4. They throw at 4 here, which is good timing. They throw the mud bomb. They need to threaten the shield, though the discharge wouldn't KO. So that certainly the mud bomb would not KO. They end up shielding, which is quite nice for them. And okay, they end up throwing the mud bomb again. Again, I'm not sure about the bait here because I don't think this will KO. Which will okay, they end up shielding, so they end up making the correct call. Okay, you definitely have to shield this, right? You take too much charm damage. They end up throwing the ice beam. Okay, they throw the mud bomb. It should KO now, but I'm actually not sure it does. Let's see. It's a pretty weak move, and Sunfist is quite bulky. It does not KO, which is I think is okay. You can farm down here, get a little more extra farm. You can throw the mud bomb if they come in. If they come in Sunfist, and then you switch. Okay, they're lagging here, which is not great. Very bad for them. Very, very bad for them. Extremely bad for them. They're trying to get out. They're trying to do something here, but they are getting farmed down and need to throw the mud bomb. Okay, able to get the mud bomb and then need to switch here. I think they got like 4 mud shots in, so they should be 1 away from the rock slide. Do want to switch here as soon as possible. I don't think the weather ball KOs here, so they're probably 1 over here. This is very bad for them. I don't think this weather ball KOs, but let's see. It's going to be close. It'll be very close here on whether or not this KOs. Probably can powder snow down before they make it to move, but let's see. They're probably 2 away from the move. So oh man, they have the move here. That sucks. That sucks. That really sucks. The lag was absolutely terrible there. But maybe it's like an Altaria in the back or something. Something they can oh, okay. A Golbat here. This definitely does not KO though. And they're going to be able to throw the Poison Fang and take out this Abomasnow, unfortunately. Oh, okay, they're going for the full farm down. That's a very aggressive farm. And they're going to probably Shadow Ball this thing or Poison Fang. This thing is at like 1 HP. So, again, I don't like the catch there. They did have a Golbat, which is very problematic in the back line. But again, I don't think it ended up working out that well for them. Okay, this is obviously a very terrible matchup. They come into Abomasnow, so I like that they immediately swapped. Didn't try to do any fancy catching there. Okay, they come to Nidoqueen, which is actually fine here. The Nidoqueen obviously does win this matchup, but these is going to put some shield pressure with these Powder Snows and Weather Balls, and they should be able to survive a Poison Fang. They definitely will be able to start. There's no point in shielding this because you'll still make it to the move. Okay, they're going to shield here, which I don't think is the correct play. It would have given the Nidoqueen less farm. and they would have got like 2 poison jabs in, and then you would have this stun fist be able to take it out easily. Yeah, so now they're gonna be able to farm down and come out with a decent amount of energy here. They're probably like 2 or 1 or 2 away from the earth power. Okay, they have they're either blind throwing. Is this the earth power already? No, it's not. Just the poison fang. So a little bit of a weird play by the opponent. Okay. Yeah. So they were at 7. So they were 1 away from the earth power. In 8 to get the earth power. They poison fang again. Definitely want to farm up. Okay, not gonna farm up. I guess they're debuffed, so they don't want to farm. But ideally, you want to farm here, come up with some energy, potentially throw the discharge at the shift tree since it's pretty glassy. They immediately swap here. They catch the leaf blade. Honestly, leaf blade will still chunk here. Oh, that still does quite a bit of damage, and they come into Azu here, and this is basically a lost matchup, right? There's not too much they can do. They basically got hard countered here. So let's go ahead and they actually play out this matchup quite a bit here. There's no way here, right? There's no way they win here. Yeah, there's no way. They make it respectable, but so I do like the switch out. I think they played in the matchup better. Just they end up getting farmed. Okay, so again, this is a good matchup. So you want to throw the mud bomb right away before they get debuffed. Okay, they are apparently going for the extra. They did lag at the beginning, so they end up getting the turn back. But I don't think it's worth because we know that the 2 mud bombs don't KO now. They do throw in the middle of the volt switch, which I think is okay. Right, doesn't give them a full volt switch. You only give up 2 turns there. Okay, they end up getting some lag here, which is not great. Oh, okay, is this the? Oh man, is this the first game again? The let's see here. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is the. Yeah, it is the first game again. So let's skip over this one. Let's make sure this is not the second game because I just. Okay, this might be the second game. We're gonna move on. This is the third game, which we've already seen. I'm pretty sure this is the fourth game, which we've already seen. Oh, actually, no. Oh, we actually probably didn't see that matchup. That's fine. Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure this one we haven't seen. Yeah, okay, this one should be a new one here. Okay. Actually, we might have seen this matchup here. Let's see if they tried to. So again, not a great matchup, but it's certainly better than the. Okay, they actually end up staying here. Okay, they're gonna try to catch the ice beam, which they end up catching the ice beam, but so it's good timing there, but I don't know if this works out better for them. Let's see. They can get to the energy ball. Okay, they end up coming to Grand Bull here. Oh my goodness. I guess it's better to see the Grand Bull here. But their timing was not great coming in. So if we take a look here. So 1, 2, 3. They actually threw at 4, but what ended up happening is they switched like mid-turn. So you kind of have to watch the animation there. And then they end up getting charmed through. This will likely mean that, oh, they can get the move off. Very nice. Because they're only like 2 away, so they only need to survive 1 charm to be able to get the move off. And they have no shielding here. Okay, this is extremely problematic for them. They have to shield it and mud shot this down. It's like really the only way to play this, and pray that the Azu comes back in. Oh man, okay, they're gonna crunch here, which is you pray for no debuff here. Oh, they close combat here. That's actually very fortunate for them. And they're able to take it down. Okay, we got to pray that the Azu comes here. Pray really hard as he does come back here. So they had to throw there because they're already at 100 energy. So there's no point in... but they did get an invisible bubble through. So if you look at the health... Yeah, so you can see there. And it looks like they like rapid fire the bubbles. That's because they like got a bubble through. So that's why the animation looks weird. I think they threw 1 then threw the move, which is the correct timing. And you really need to get this move beforehand. Okay. You can see there the... Okay. Shielding here is the correct play. Ideally, you want to go to 4, then throw. 1, 2. See, the 2 is not great there. They end up getting 2 free turns there instead of 1 that you would normally grant them. And okay, they're gonna come in. They're making the aggressive play here, and the opponent decides to throw the game completely and come into into Obstagoon here. And this power punch is gonna do quite a bit of damage. And now they're definitely gonna be able to farm down this Azumarill. Okay, so this is a very weird play by the opponent. They do cross chop here, but now a pup will definitely KO the Azumarill. Yeah, now they'll definitely be able to KO the Azumarill, especially with the boosted counters there. So it ended up working out okay for them, but again, I don't like the catches there. It didn't end up working out in their favor. And honestly, the opponent should have went Obstagoon into the Abomasnow, and then it would have been Granbull into the Scrafty there. So okay, let's actually take a look at this matchup here. So obviously they have to stay. They for sure have to stay, right? So it matters little on how this matchup is. But let's assume the worst moveset, which is going to be Counter Night Slash and Ice Punch. And they actually win most matchups here. So that's good for them. Unfortunately, the lag is undefeated. So this is definitely a Night Slash. So you let this go, which I think is definitely the correct call here. Hopefully they don't boost. It doesn't do that much damage because no stab on it, and Night Slash is a pretty weak move in terms of base power, and even weaker without stab. They let it go, so now you just throw Mud Bombs here. To say, or you don't. Okay, they're gonna catch the Night Slash, which again I think is okay, especially since they're so low. But let's see what they decide to do here. Okay, they actually got the boost there. Okay, so it's good that they caught the move there because they really need to keep the Stun Fists for the Beedrill. It makes sense to have poison in the back because they're weak to Azumarill, but they also need flying coverage. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a steal in the back. And the opponent is definitely lagging here. Okay, now they're not lagging. Don't need to shield necessarily anything here. Likely an Scizor, which deals. Oh, they draw one here, which does neutral damage. They should be able to make it to the foul play still, and they have a discharge and a Mud Bomb ready. Oh, they actually end up letting go, which is pretty nice here. They actually come into Primate. Okay, throw the Mud Bomb here at 3, which is good. They end up getting extra move through, so they might shield this, but let's see how important they think that getting this move off is. They had no shielding. Okay, they end up coming into a water type, and this is a very good matchup for them. So very, very nice catch, and I think that was fine at that stage because the Primate was pretty low, so it wasn't too big of a threat. And the catch ended up honestly winning them the game here. The opponent probably could have thrown or switch out a little bit sooner, or they might have lagged there because they definitely should have been able to beat the Scrafty, especially after it took a move. So, but they were behind. I don't know there. Okay, it's probably because of the lag that they actually won this game, but the Blastoise ended up. No, they would have won controlled switch. I don't know. It would have been a close game here. But this matchup is over, so I'm just gonna switch here. They just need to throw the energy balls and KO. So there's not really anything. Oh, actually, ended up being a really close matchup here. Well, they have a lot of the Abomasnow left, so okay. This is probably the last game because we've done quite a bit here. So we're going to do Stunfist to Melmetal. This is obviously extremely favorable matchup, right? The Thunder Shocks are double resisted, the Rock Slide's resisted, and the Superpower is neutral. But obviously, and the Mud Bombs are super effective, and the Mud Shots are super effective. So let's see what they want to do here. They do lose CMP, so maybe throwing right away here is not a great move in case they try to catch. But it does do a lot of damage here. Okay, they're almost double. Unless they got an invisible Thundershock through, they should be one short of the double. So they're gonna no shield this. Likely they're gonna throw another one right here. Yeah, And it looks like they clicked on the move, which I think is not great for them. Let's see if they... yeah, okay, they still click on the move. I think they should much shot down, because now the Malmetal is dry and double debuffed. So this is like ideally the best case scenario for it, right? So they come into Deoxys here. Okay, Deoxys is kind of weird for this team because the counters deal a lot of damage, but the charge moves aren't too crazy against the backline. Okay, they end up shielding here, which actually works out better for them. They actually come into Scrafty here, which I think is okay. But I think like if you could get off another move or force it to throw would have been better. Luckily they Thunderbolt here. They Rock Slide here. Okay. Maybe they thought they were going to shield, and they come into Politoed. Interesting play. Okay, so they Weather Ball. Probably just go straight foul play here, especially since they only have one shield. And that's what they're doing. And they no shield. They'll build to reach another Weather Ball before they reach another foul play. Okay. Okay, it looks like they actually... Do they end up shielding here? Okay, I like this play. You come Abomasnow right away and try to farm down. And then put some pressure onto this DD. Probably wouldn't wait the clock here. And maybe try to catch a Blizzard if they get to it. This is definitely probably just an EQ. And I think it's okay to shield this, just because you do need shield something. And they make a very nice catch. This person is very flashy. I'll give them that. And their counts are very nice here. But maybe some like it's like a blessing and curse for them, right? Because I think like the catching is hurting them in some matchups when they should just be playing it more straightforward. And in some of those situations, it actually ends up working out better for them. They want to throw the energy ball there. I like the bait. And then throw the energy ball here. This will do like 35% or something like that to the DD. So definitely still survive. But they have a shield, so they should be in a pretty good spot here. Unless the opponent makes some makes a miraculous play here or something. This should be GG. They end up throwing the Rock Slide, and they're luckily going to farm down here. And I don't think they need to go for the energy ball here. Like this, Politoad's at like 1 HP, but they do make it. So a couple things with this trainer. One, they can work on. Okay, let's go over the good things. One, their counting is really good. They're able to count their opponents, which results in them allowing to catch some moves. We saw the Ice Beam at the beginning. We just saw the Rock Slide there, which is really nice. Two, like they like understand like sometimes when they need to catch and sometimes not, right? So, but let's talk about things that they need to work on. One, their timing. Especially when different duration charge moves. Two, maybe like playing out a lost lead, so that you can have the alignment you want. Three, maybe like a slightly better, more conventional team would be better suited for them, just so they have like better coverage, so they don't end up like with a lot of these like double weaknesses. So like, and they end up like in a little bit of a problematic situation. And then four, like just like maybe what they're switching into and trying to figure out the end game would have been a little bit better for them. So overall, this trainer, I can definitely see them climbing a lot more if they were less flashy, right? If they were less flashy, a little bit more conventional team. I'm confident they can make it to veteran or even to expert. Their counting is really important. It was really good, which is something that a lot of trainers at this ELO range or even higher aren't able to master. So they do a really good job there. So this trainer definitely has a lot of potential. Just working on the mechanics, working on like maybe like the strategy and like not always trying to catch, because it ends up putting them in a little bit of trouble. And then I just like maybe a little bit more conventional team, and I think they'll be in a really good position. So thank you very much for sending me these battles. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone in the next video.